For the past week and a half, I have maintained my uh, 10K two phase one trading challenge, uh, even keeping it above uh, and keeping it in green territory for the week and a half with funding traders. Now, that is a complete departure from what I have been doing. Essentially, in the past, taking every penny that I had, even the buffet money, and then dumping it into prop firm challenges and failing it over and over and over. Now, with my clearer head, uh, I'm beginning to understand the impact of the trigger that occurs. There is a trigger, and it reminds me of what road rage is. People go on road rage. So typically, the response that I get when I'm driving, the feedback is good in most cases, but there will be an instance where uh, the world behaves in a certain way that causes me to get on tilt because the world is not behaving the way that I thought it was going to behave. So it deviates a little bit. It reminds me of a couple days ago. Was it a couple days ago? Yeah, it must have been a couple days ago. I was at Costco. Oh, it was yesterday. It was at Costco. I bought a few items, and uh, I was on this aisle right next to the chips aisle, right? And this lady had her cart right in the middle, and I was walking, I was pushing my cart to the right side to get around, and I almost thought that my cart was going to run into this lady's cart. Okay, and she was just totally oblivious to order, the world order, and and just totally oblivious to other people around, and that could have caused the carts to collide. Okay, so that's what happens. And so when that happens, there is a emotional development, just like a magnet that comes closer and closer to a metal, um, magnetically um, ferrous material, right? Where the attractions start to occur. In this case, a attraction of developing into an emotional thing where I could have easily said, "Lady, watch out," or something like that, right? So, so what I've noticed is that after I have extinguished that, so it happens quite often. I, it happens quite a bit because I've seen it in my trading. And when that trading occurs, when I reflect upon it, I don't go into deeply understanding and analyzing the intricacies of the setups that I've taken. At this point, I know that my development in setup selection and trade selection is fairly rudimentary to essentially in a losing streak, but losing at a point where now it's less and less. Okay. And so what I've noticed is that as soon as I'm able to look in the mirror, per se, I don't have a mirror here, but looking in the mirror of self reflection, the out of body experience that I have, now that I allowed myself to reduce the amount of work that I do as a dishwasher, it allows my body and mind to rest. And when I rest, then when I'm trading at the heat of the moment, I can collect myself to say, hey, if I do this, I need to be conscious of what the consequences are. And I'm at that point now. And that difference between the past and the current is that I am able to hold on to these trading ideas that are allowing me to keep the challenges longer and develop further and further as I orchestrate the strategy that I have And hopefully one of these days I'm going to pass. When I pass with these smaller accounts, and it's going to lead into as I gain momentum in my confidence in these trading, it'll allow me to, essentially what's going to happen is that I'm going to get very comfortable with making a little bit of money. It's going to happen. I pray it does happen. So if it does happen, what that's going to do is going to instill in me that I'm going to say to myself, okay, so I've traded this way for quite a while, and the consistency is there. Okay, the consistency is there. So when I have those consistencies, then what I can do is just do a multiple of that consistency and then throttle in that consistency with a notch up, with a bigger size, and then digest the fact that there is now a bigger size. And so what I've noticed is that for the past about a week and a half, the subjective portion of me has subsided, and it allowed me to have a clearer thinking, clearer mind in my trading. And so I'm essentially looking towards next year to essentially get to the point where now it's going to be consistency. It seems the critical factor in my trading has been, as once I've finally come to the realization that there is indeed something called market addiction, and that addiction is with me. And as soon as I recognize that, then my trading has changed significantly, and I'm looking forward to further develop, and finally start making money. Yeah.